Hi guys, my name is Elizabeth Hall and I'm a Teacher Development Specialist with the Office of Special Education. Today we are going to do a lesson using our unique learning system for the week of May 18th. This lesson is going to be appropriate for our students in grades K through 2nd grade. We're going to do some reading and some math today. If you're interested in that, come on, join me and let's get started. If you remember, last week we did a reading lesson where we read a story called Where is My Baby? And we learned all about parent animals and their babies. And we learned how the parent animal looked like the baby animal. Do you remember that? Remember we read about the dog and the baby dog was a puppy. We read about the horse, and the baby horse was called a foal. We read about a sheep. And do you remember what a baby sheep was called? You're right, it was a lamb. We read about a cat, and a cat baby is called a kitten. And do you remember when my friend Mr. T came and read the story with us? You do remember that? Good. And remember, we also read about a bear, and a baby bear was called a cub. Wasn't that fun? Well, today we're going to do some more reading about animals, and we're even going to do some math as well. Today we're going to start off with a read aloud called At the Petting Zoo, and we're going to learn about some more animals that you might see. We're going to do 2 different reading comprehension activities, and we're going to unscramble some sentences that we read in our story. We're also going to get a chance to do some math lessons today. We're going to do some number sense and some counting, and we're even going to talk about some money. Would you like to do the lesson with me today? Great. Well, let's go ahead and get started with our read aloud today. How does that sound? Okay, good. Well, today our story is called At the Petting Zoo, and the author of our story is Jen Voigt. Do you remember what the author of a story does? That's right. The author is the person that writes the story or writes the words in the story. Very great work. And our story today is illustrated by Alex Wheeler. Do you remember what the illustrator does? Great work. Our illustrator is the person that draws or makes the pictures. Very nice. Let's get started with our story. Remember, our story was called At the Petting Zoo. Have you ever been to a petting zoo before? You have. What type of animals did you pet at the petting zoo? You did? Well, let's read our story and let's learn about Jack and what he did at the petting zoo. This is Jack. Today, Jack is visiting a big petting zoo. Jack sees many animals at the petting zoo. Some of the animals are parents. Some of the animals are babies. Jack can pet the parent animals. He can pet the baby animals too. Jack pets a big goat. The big goat is a mother. Jack pets a little goat too. The little goat is a baby. The mother goat has big horns. What does the baby goat look like? How is it different? How is it the same? Let's look at this, guys. This is the mother goat. This is the baby goat. Which one is bigger? The mother goat, you're right. And what does the mother goat have that the baby goat does not have? You're right, the mother goat has horns. So how is the mother goat different? She's bigger and she has horns. Very good. How are they the same? You're right, they're both the same gray color. They both have the same number of legs and ears and tails, and they do look alike. Very good. Let's continue to look at that as we read about the different animals in this story. Jack pets a big rabbit. The big rabbit is a mother. Jack pets a little bunny too. The little bunny is a baby. The mother rabbit has long ears. What does the baby bunny look like? How is it different? How is it the same? How is the baby bunny different from the mother bunny? How is the baby bunny the same as the mother bunny? You're right. They're the same color and they look the same, but the mother bunny has big ears and the baby bunny has smaller ones. Good job. Let's keep reading. Jack pets a big llama. The big llama is a father. Jack pets a little llama too. The little llama is a baby. The father llama has a long neck. What does the baby llama look like? How is it the same? How is it different? Jack pets a big chicken. The big chicken is a mother. Jack pets a little chick too. The little chick is a baby. The mother chicken has a sharp beak. What does the baby chick look like? How is it different? How is it the same? Here's the big chicken. Here is the baby little chick. How are they different? How are they the same? What do you think? Good work. In this picture, the little baby chick doesn't look like the big mother chicken. The little baby chick is yellow. The big mother chicken is white. Very good. The big mother chicken has a sharp beak. I'm sure the baby chick might have a sharp beak, but it might not be as sharp as its mother. Let's keep reading. Jack pets a big turtle. The big turtle is a father. Jack pets a little turtle too. The little turtle is a baby. The father turtle has a hard shell. What does the baby turtle look like? How is it the same? How is it different? How is it the same? There's our father turtle, and there's our baby turtle. How is it different? How is it the same? What do you think? Good work. Let's keep reading. Jack is happy. He likes visiting the big petting zoo. Would you like to visit a big petting zoo too? You would like to visit a big petting zoo? Very good work. Remember the different animals we read about in our story? We had the goats. We had the llamas. We read about the bunnies, the chickens, and the turtles. We read about the mother or the father and the baby animals. And remember, sometimes the babies look just the same as the parent, but sometimes they were different too. Have you ever seen an animal that was a mother and a baby that looked different, or one that looked the same? You have? Oh, good work. Well, let's look at some vocabulary that we learned from our story today, and then we're going to do some reading activities to go along with our story. How does that sound? All right, let's see. Remember in our story today, who went to the petting zoo? That's right, Jack was our character. He was the person in our story. And he went to the petting zoo. That was where the story took place, or the setting. And we learned about different animals. And we learned about the parent animals and their baby animals. Was the parent the big animal or the little one? You're right, the parent was the big one and the baby was a little one. Very good job. Remember, we read about a goat. We read about a rabbit. We read about a llama and chickens and some turtles. Very good job. Would you like to keep doing some reading activities with me? You would? I'm so happy to hear that. What was your favorite animal that you read about in the book just now? That was your favorite? My favorite animal might have to be the chicken. I think chickens are very silly animals. That's why it was my favorite. All right, let's get ready to do some reading comprehension activities. Remember our story at the petting zoo? What does Jack pet when he goes to the petting zoo? Does Jack pet trees? No, he didn't pet trees. Does he pet his friends? No, not at the petting zoo. Or does he pet animals? Very good. Jack pet animals at the petting zoo. What are some of the animals? Did we meet animal parents, animal teachers, or animal bakers? You're right, we meet animal parents. Let's keep going. Do you remember the big goat in the story? What is the big goat? Was the big goat a grandfather? Was the big goat a mother? Or was the big goat a brother? Remember we talked about parents. Well, I know a brother can't be a parent. So remember the big goat, was that a grandfather or a mother? I don't think we talked about grandfathers. And I know that a parent has to be a mother or father. So I think the big goat must be a mother. Great work. Number 4, what is the big llama? Remember we talked about parents. Which one is a parent? Father, sister, or aunt? Which one was the big llama? You're right. The big llama was a father. Last one. Which animal had a sharp beak? A sharp beak. Did the goat have a sharp beak? Did the rabbit have a sharp beak? Or did the chicken have a sharp beak? Well, I don't see a beak on the goat, but I do see horns. I don't think the goat had a sharp beak. I see long ears on the rabbit, but I don't see a beak, so I don't think the rabbit had a sharp beak. So I think it must be the chicken. I think the chicken had a sharp beak. Do you agree with me? You do. Great job. Oh, I'm so happy. All right, I think we have time for one more reading activity today, and we're going to unscramble some sentences. How does that sound? Great work. So we are going to do a puzzle. Do you like to do puzzles? Very good. So we are going to have to unscramble some sentences and figure out if we can put them together. All right, here we go. Now, remember, when we make a sentence, at the very beginning of the sentence, the very first letter always starts with what kind of letter? You're right, a capital or a big uppercase letter. And at the very end of a sentence, we always end with a what? Punctuation or a period. Very good job. So what should we put at the first part of our sentence? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes and 4 things to put there. Which one starts with the big uppercase letter? You're right, this one, Jack. Very good. This is the first part of our puzzle. Jack, something, something, something. Let's see, what comes next? Let's do the last part of our sentence. Remember, it ends with punctuation. Which one has a period or punctuation at the end? You're right, animals. It fits. Jack, something, something, animals. Let's keep figuring out the puzzle. I have 2 pieces left, sees and many. Which one goes here? Let's try them both. Jack, many, sees, animals. Let's try the other way. Jack sees many animals. I think that sounds right. Let's put our last piece in. We unscrambled the puzzle. Jack sees many animals. Great work, friends. Would you like to do another one? Oh, let's look at this one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 puzzle pieces. Let's look at our words that we have. Let's see. We have Jack. We have big, a, goat, and pets. Remember what we need at the beginning of a sentence? A big uppercase capital letter. Do you see the word that has that? Very good. Whoops. Jack is our big uppercase letter. That's Jack. That's a proper noun. That's why we use a big uppercase letter, because that's his name. But you knew that already, didn't you? Now remember what goes at the very end? We need the one that has the period or the punctuation. Can you tell me which one that is? You're right. Goat. Let's test our puzzle. Jack, something, 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 goat. What goes in the middle? Well, let's try each one, shall we? Let's just try one word and goat and see which one might work. Jack, big, goat. Does that make sense to you? No, let's try the next one. Jack, a, goat. Let's try one more. Jack, pets, goat. I think that might work. It fits. 2 left. Jack, pets, something, something, goat. Let's try again. Let's try first big. Jack, pets, big, goat. Well, that might work. Let's see if we put the next one in this spot if it works. Jack, pets, big, a, goat. No, maybe let's switch them. Jack, pets, a, big, goat. Let's try it. Jack, pets, a, big, goat. Very good. We unscrambled the sentence. Wow. You remembered that from the story, and you did a great job about reading about Jack and the petting zoo. What a wonderful job that was. Let's do a couple of math activities before we end our lesson today. How does that sound? Remember our friend Jack? He went to the petting zoo. And at the petting zoo, the animals are taken care of by someone, and they need lots of food and water and toys. So we're going to talk about some of the items that animals might need. And we're going to do some counting and some money and talk about some animals that pets might need at the petting zoo. How does that sound? Okay, great. Let's look at the first one. I have 2 friends here, Paige and Drew, and they have pet dishes. I bet some of the animals at the petting zoo ate their food out of a dish. Let's see who has more dishes. Here's Paige. Paige has 4 dishes. Can you count with me? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's Drew. Drew has 2 dishes. Let's count. 1, 2. Who has more dishes? Paige, Drew, or they have the same? Who has more? Very good. Paige has more. She has more than Drew. She has 4. Drew only has 2. Who has less? fewer dishes? Paige or Drew? Who has less? You're right, Drew. He only has 2. 2 is less than 4. Very good. Oh, now let's see what Paige and Drew have. They have dogs. Paige has 5 dogs. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. Let's count Drew's dogs. 1, 2, 3. Wow, Paige has 5 dogs and Drew only has 3. Let's see, who has more dogs? Is it Paige? Is it Drew? Or they have the same? Paige has more dogs. Very good. Who has less dogs or fewer dogs? Remember, Paige has 5 and Drew has 3. Who has less? Paige, Drew, or they have the same? You're right. Drew has less. Drew only has 3 and Paige has 5. So Drew has less than Paige. Very good. Let's keep going and do some more work with our counting. Very good. We're going to count a few more animals and we're going to count a few more things that you might find at the pet store or some things that you might need to take care of a pet. First, let's count our cats. Count them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one is the number 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many cats did we count? You're right, 4. Good work. Let's keep counting. How many towels do I have? I can use towels to give the dogs or the cats a bath, right? Let's count. 1, 2. Can you tell me which is the number 2? Very good. There are 2 towels. How many bandanas do you see here? Let's count. 1. Can you point to the number 1? Great work. How many bowls? We can use bowls to feed the animals. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 bowls. Can you point to the number 5? Very good. 5 bowls. Let's keep counting. Wow, we have a lot more to count on this page. Let's start by counting the dogs. Can you count with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Where's the number 10? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, 10 dogs. That's a lot of dogs. Let's keep counting. Let's count the cats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where's the number 6? Very good. There are 6 cats. Now let's get ready to count the towels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 towels. Can you find the number 7? Nice work. You found the number 7. All right, let's do the last one. We're going to count the bandanas. These are red bandanas. Can you count with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where's the number 8? Wonderful counting. You counted all of those bandanas. Wow. Well, if we go to the pet store, we are going to need some money to buy some of these things to take care of our pets, aren't we? So let's see if we can count some money so that we know just what we need to do to buy some things at the pet store. How does that sound? All right. Have you ever been to a pet store before and bought something? You have? Good, maybe you can help me. The first thing we're going to buy at the pet store is a dog bone, and the dog bone cost 1 cent. Let's find the coin that equals 1 cent. Is it the penny, the nickel, the dime, or the quarter? What is 1 cent? The penny is 1 cent. Very great work. Here's the cricket. The cricket is 5 cents. Which one is 5 cents? The penny, the nickel, the dime, or the quarter? Well, it can't be the penny because we know the penny is 1 cent. Is it the nickel, the dime, or the quarter? You're right. The nickel is 5 cents. Let's look at the goldfish. The goldfish is 10 cents. Which coin is equal to 10 cents? A penny, a nickel, a dime, or a quarter? That's correct. The dime is 10 cents. Let's look at the cat food. The cat food costs 25 cents. Can you tell me which coin is equal to 25 cents? The penny, the nickel, the dime, or the quarter? You're right. The quarter is equal to 25 cents. Very good, friends. Well, friends, that will end our lesson for today, our unique learning system lesson for grades K through 2, where we focused on some reading and some math. I really enjoyed taking a trip to the petting zoo with you. Remember, we read about Jack and how he met parent animals and baby animals, and how some were the same and some were different. What was your favorite animal that Jack met at the petting zoo? My favorite was the chicken. Remember, the mother chicken was white and she had a sharp beak. Do you remember the color of the baby chicken? Yes, he was yellow. Good work. And I also enjoyed shopping at the pet store with you. Remember, we used a penny, a nickel, a dime, and a quarter. Well, thank you, friends, for joining me today, and I hope to see you next week for our next lesson using our unique learning system. Bye!